Hello and welcome, I'm Chris and this is the Hair Tutorial channel, and on this channel I give you weekly videos with hints and tips on cutting, colouring and hair up. And on this week's video I'm giving you a balayage technique. Okay, so the first thing I've done is I've simply taken a horseshoe from the tops of the temple all the way around the head. And first of all we're going to start off by just putting in two foils on either side. I'm going to do a baby light and a regular weave. Okay, so as you can see we've done both sides, and now we're going to move on to our horseshoe section where the majority of the work is actually done. So I'm going to put a baby light in on this side of the hairline and a baby light on this side of the hairline, and then behind that I'm just going to put a normal weave that I would normally do. You could do a slice, you could do a thick, but this is going to sort of be the money piece. So if you want it more prominent, this is when you'd make them thicker, or maybe you could put in a few more foils if you want more of a prominent money piece. Now we have our front foils in with the baby light and then the regular weave. We're actually going to move to the back. So at the back on our horseshoe, just above the occipital bone, I'm now going to put in a couple of normal weaves. So we're nearly there, we've just got 8 more foils to do. We're back to our centre parting, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop 2 foils in here on a back diagonal, 2 foils in here on a back diagonal, 2 foils in here on a forward diagonal, and 2 foils here on a forward diagonal. You'll see as we go through, nice and simple, but what we are going to do is we are going to diffuse these. They're going to be much bigger, about 1-inch sections. Okay, and we're going to put some back combing in here. Now again, if you've gone much heavier at the front, what you could do is you could do this whole lot if you wanted a real pop of colour, or you can weave some out. Again, the choice is absolutely yours. So as you can see, I'm placing my foil in just below the back combing. I'm going to come in and load up this middle part with colour, so I have a nice lot of colour on it, and I'm going to come down through my ends, again making sure that I apply a nice lot of colour. Really concentrate on the saturation on this because it is a bigger section, and then just up here I'm going to come back in, but I'm going to use a clean brush and I'm going to just feather up. Okay, so if I do touch any of that back combing, it is nice and soft and I'm not going to get a line. I really like using the back combing technique. It really is a great technique if you don't want to have to do a root smudge, root tap, root drag, whatever you want to call it, because it does give you a much more diffused line and it is much easier than freehanding it. Okay, so again we're coming back diagonal, about 1-inch section. Again we're going to back comb it. Alright, and just as well, if you see the foil underneath, okay, just slightly lower as well than that foil. And again, this is going to give us an oval shape going through the colour. Not feathering up this time into the back combing, but just feathering up and down just to our foil. Exactly the same thing on the other side, and then the last 2 into the back. Okay, so with those front foils in place on both sides, now we're going to do exactly the same on our back section. We're going to do forward diagonal sections. So if you look at where the front section comes to, it's actually right in line with the ear. So exactly the same thing. We're going to do our first one and then our second one, creating like a diamond in the center. Okay, so once again, about a 1 inch section. Okay, and I'm going to go a little bit heavier on my back combing because I want it to blend more with this front, have more blonde around the front, and just to scattering through the back. So again, I'm just putting it sort of on those mid-lengths and ends first. Second section, again about 1 inch on a diagonal. Now you can see we're left with this triangular piece, and we're going to do the same on the other side. There we go, nice and quick, only 18 foils. Now in the center we have a diamond shape left. So if you wanted to, you could put some more foils in and expand on this technique. Rather than 2, you could probably go up to 3, maybe 4 in each position, or you could globally color that to sort of a base 8 or 9 so it falls over some lighter pieces. This really is sort of something that you can take and adapt for you and your client's specific needs. So I'm going to let this process, I'm going to dry it off, and I'll show you the finished result.